Hello everyone. Welcome back. Today I have some great news. Not only did my next Felissimo subscription show up, but it came to the right house. So, woohoo! Thank you, Felissimo. As I had mentioned with my last set, I had changed my shipping address like I'm supposed to in my account, and they shipped it to my old house for two of them. One of them, luckily, I was still living there at the time, not a biggie, but the second one, I had to actually go to the house. And I mean, our buyer was super cool and was like, yeah, just use your garage code, go in and grab it. But I didn't want to do that for the next 2 years or almost 2 years because I'm very new into this subscription. I think this is number 6. I got a long way to go. That's all I know. I'm not even like a halfway mark here yet. So I had mentioned I sent a lot of messages to Felissimo. I did have a subscriber mention that if you write to them in Japanese, they respond faster. That is a good tip. Awesome to know. But I'm kind of a big believer that if you're going to ship products internationally and offer them that way, you need to respond to people who also write to your customer service in English. I don't really think that's asking very much, especially because this is a 2-year, 2-month commitment that you cannot cancel. But like I said, I had sent them multiple messages saying, hey guys, you keep sending these to the wrong address. Can you please confirm? Am I missing something? And I counted them up the other day. It was 6 total messages. My 6th one was kind of snarky and mean, but that was because I was getting upset that I had changed my address and they were still sending it to the wrong house. And like I said, I have almost 2 years left on this subscription. I need them to adjust my address, and I had told them that I would start disputing the PayPal charge, and then they replied. So that was not a very good experience for me, that I had to threaten to, challenge a PayPal charge just to get them to reply, because if I have to write in Japanese to get a reply, but they seem to understand my English email just fine when I said, hey, I'm going to dispute this. So I'm not trying to go off on a rant or anything, but because this is a long subscription and I am doing an in-depth review throughout the entire process, I'm going to share my experience. And this is a red flag for me because obviously a person may move in the course of 2 years. And if you cannot cancel this subscription, then if I change my address, it should be changed. If I message you multiple times because you're shipping to the wrong address, you should reply and not wait until I say, you know what, I'm disputing this on PayPal. And I would win the dispute, whether it can be canceled or not, because they're not shipping it to the right address. I'm not getting the product. But I digress. I will go more into that in the review. Like I said, every 6 months I plan to do an updated review on these bad boys, and I was waiting for this shipment to see if it came to the right address. So we will be doing a review here soon. It'll post in June, probably, just because of my schedule. But then that way I can kind of comment more on this, and it is something to consider. So one thing, I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys, so I'm going to start doing this. I will look up how much this month's box cost. Please check out review number 1. I explain the fluctuating price. So when you sign up for this, there is a price on there, but that for us in the US or any other country for that matter, if you're outside of Japan, that price is not the price you're going to actually pay throughout the entire subscription. For starters, they make it very clear that shipping is not fixed. So the price they quote you, your shipping will vary depending on what shipping rates are. Then while the pencil price is fixed, it is not fixed for us who are not paying in yen. We have currency conversion rates. So you need to keep that in mind. Your price is going to go up and down, nothing dramatic. Most of mine have been hovering in the same range. So this month's was $41.92 total. That includes the shipping and all that. So this month I got Sophisticated, which is $3.21 to $3.40. And I always like to read the little poem. So it says, with the most graceful spirit and gorgeous tones of lilac and blue, colors created in swan-like movements, her timeless sophistication shone through. They're really pretty. I've got to give them that. As usual, we have the swatch chart I don't actually use. This pretty picture with pearls. I guess that's Sophisticated. I don't even know if those are pearls. Some of those are indented. I don't know my jewelry. I rarely wear it. But here are the pretty pencils in all their glory. They are a darker set, at least the barrels. I wouldn't know. I haven't swatched them yet. That's what we're going to do. So let's get on that. I did sharpen them. I have been struggling with my doll lately with squared pencils. It's doing okay with these Felissimos, but my Brute Fooners, it won't sharpen all the way. So, not sure why. This is square, that's square. I think they're about the same. Don't know what's up. But anyway, okay, the first one is Yoga Meditation. Let me zoom you guys in just a teensy so you can see the colors a little more. We are right here. So yes, now that I finally got this set, I will most definitely do an updated. Oh, I'm gonna need some paper under this. Okay, needed some paper. My desk is has a texture to it. And you're probably like, "Where's your art mat?" I'm getting sick of seeing my art mat in my videos. Like when I'm doing something that's actually going to get messy and ruin my desk, then yeah, I'm going to break out the art mat. But like when I'm swatching like this, I don't really need it. I bought this pretty desk with this gorgeous finish. I want to see it. Plus I get all like irked when the lines of my craft mat are diagonal. It's stupid, I know. Totally ridiculous. You don't have to tell me, I'm aware. Okay, corner conversations. Where is that? Oh, we're down here. So these do come in order. It's just when I sharpen them and then I'll be honest, I just kind of haphazardly toss them back into the box. Okay, I don't toss them. I toss no pencil, but I don't put them back in color order until after all the swatching is done. But yeah, while I'm sharpening, I'm just like, whatever, here you go, pencils, be free. Ooh, that's a pretty like wine red color. I do like to always see the names because, you know, they're a theme. So this is Sophisticated. Lady Luxe is our next color. Lady Luxe. Okay. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's really cute. That goes with the theme. Other times you're like, I don't get it. It's like a gray. It has like a bluish undertone to it. So it's a cooler gray. And I'm getting like pencil shavings all over. These ones are dustier than the last few sets. The last few sets have been very pastel. Royal Prince. I guess that's Sophisticated. Sort of. Where are you? Oh, there we go. My writing was so sloppy when I did this. I used a much bigger fine liner than I had planned. This one, by the way, is off center. The core is. It's hard to tell though. Maybe it's not off center, but we had a little sharpening. Oh, come on, camera. So we had a little sharpening snafu because the wood is going all the way up on this one end, but it doesn't look, oh no, it is off center, very slightly. That's all it takes though. A little bit off center to screw up your whole thing. Creative cool. Oh, there we go. Man, we're having a whole bunch of issues with this batch. The batch that finally came to my house. I get questions all the time like, how would I compare these? So hard to say. Because what I think of as a Prisma, not everyone else thinks of as a Prisma. We all have our unique coloring style. Gown Grand. So, I mean, it depends on how you color. If you color like me exactly, meaning I go dark to light, I tend to use heavier pressure, less layers. I also use a smoother cardstock. I'm not a fan of that toothy crap. So if all of those check off on the box for you, then I would say these are a lot like the Holbein. Maybe a smidgy softer at times. Let's see, Nautical Slumber. Is that sophisticated? A nautical slumber? I guess if you own a yacht and you're sleeping on it, that counts, right? Yeah, I mean, they are dustier than Holbeins, though, with my heavy pressure. They remind me a lot of a Holbein. But Holbeins are that unicorn pencil that are wax and oil. These are just predominantly wax. All pencils are oil and wax. It's all about what they're predominantly made of. Flight Fabulous. Okay, that makes us sophisticated. Just very interesting color palette. Not bad though, just interesting. Trying to figure it out. Oh wait, I'll reserve my observations till we actually see the final colors. But yeah, these ones are way dustier than the last couple sets though, I'm not gonna lie. That I will observe right now. Okay, Lilac Drop. Looks like we have good selection of purples coming out of this one, so that's good. Did I use a different cardstock? You know what? I did. Okay, so that might be part of the problem. It looks like I didn't print this on my usual soft, silky smooth cardstock. I used my toothier one, so that's because I'm feeling this one, which is my toothier one that I almost use as scratch paper now. Because like I said, I don't like the tooth. So you know what? That might actually be part of the problem here. These were not printed on my normal cardstock. Chic Shatter. Alrighty then. I blame when I was printing these out and filling it out, I wasn't feeling so well, so I was out of it. I was kind of working like a robot, printing things out and getting them ready for filming, and yeah, I definitely printed this on my toothy cardstock, so that could be why I'm having more dust. And they don't feel as smooth because I'm not using them on my smooth cardstock. So that was a whoopsie for me. Plum Perfection. What I'll do is after I swatch these, I will grab my smoother cardstock and just put a few down just to make sure. I'm pretty sure that's the issue because that's why I'm getting all this tooth up in here. I don't know what it is. I've never been a fan of the toothy cardstock. And it's like everyone goes, Strathmore, you must use Strathmore. Like, I must not. It's not for me. Seabed Sand? You alright? I mean, power to you if you can use the toothy ones and layer through that. Like, seriously, it's not for me. I like to layer, don't get me wrong. I have a limit to my layering patience level. Yeah, layering patience is what we're gonna call it. After we get about 2 or 3 layers, that's where I'm like, all right, Corey, we're done. So I use a smoother one, but you know what? I've never had issues with layering on smooth cardstock. Enlightened Triumph. I use very, very smooth ones, and I can add multiple layers, and usually like with skin work, so I'm doing tons of skin layers, but then everything else, not a ton of layers, and it works perfectly for my coloring style. But I've never had a problem. But I also, while I am a little heavier handed and go dark to light, I don't burnish. I'm pretty careful about only burnishing when I'm ready to burnish. So maybe that's part of it. Cleopatra's Temple. Okay. This set has their names kind of just a little off to me. But you know, you gotta give them credit. I mean, they had to come up with 500 unique names, so power to them there. And I mean, I believe these were originally in Japanese and then translated. Although I don't know, actually, because if you order them if you order them in Japan, they come with the English name on them, or at least I've seen another YouTuber who's in Japan, hers have the English name, but maybe she did something with her ordering. I don't know. Violet Beauty. That's actually something I want to look into. I don't know if I'll have time before the next review, but don't worry guys, we have plenty of time. Yeah, actually this is number 7. That's right. Because my last one was number 6, and I was going to do my review, but I wanted to wait and see if number 7 actually showed up at my door, and it did. Oh, I was so anxious. Like I said, they charged me. Those two are practically the same color. They charged me the same day, and so I sat anxiously for like 2 weeks. Please come to the right house. Please come to the right house. And it did. It did. Faster, actually, than my old house. Ancient sandstone. Which is weird. But got no complaints there. I'm always excited to receive a shipment quicker. I'm normally receiving it about the 28th of the month. And I actually got these on like the 20th or 23rd. I got them way early. And like I said, I hadn't been feeling well, so I hadn't had time to swatch them. Those would be good for skin. Looks like we're getting into some blues. Perplexed Polish. I got some perplexing polish myself. It was I had to end mermaid with a bang and went straight mermaid nails all the way. Committed. But it's actually, I like them. They're kind of fun. I need to do that outside of mermaid. Of course, all my friends and family have no clue what the heck mermaid is, so to them I just have mermaid nails. But I was like, yeah, it's for YouTube, you know, mermaid. And they look at me like, okay. Distinguished Darling. But you guys get it. Mermaid. This is a gray. Lots of grays. It'll be fun when I get the full 500 to put them in family order. Oh my gosh, it's gonna take forever. But I do have an awesome subby who showed me, she has all 500. So jealous, so jealous. She got her last set in March of last year, or this year. Maybe it was this year. And she showed me how she stores them in those wooden drawers. So I'm definitely going to be getting one of those because I've been on the fence for how I'll store these once I have 500. I don't want to put them in the case. I was going to, but I would need 2 cases and I'd have to flip through, and the drawers just sounded cooler. Plus, I kind of want to get a few more drawers for some of my other pencils and my sketching materials. I'm back to sketching. By the way, we're on Camelot Curtsy. Sounds sophisticated. Yeah, I want to put all my sketching pencils and junk in those drawers. I need to do a craft room tour. I've been asked a few times. I will. I'm just not done. Like, half my stuff is still in the basement, and it might stay there. But I think I finally found a solution. So I'm going to do a few things, and then I will definitely do a craft tour. All right, bridesmaid's gown. I guess that's sophisticated. Let's see. That's a nice, reminds me of Grade Lavender from Prismacolor. Yes, I compare all pencils of a wax-based origin to Prismacolor. So, let's zoom out if I can go the right direction. There we go. All right, let's check out our colors, our sophisticated colors. So we're fancy today. You know, this is actually a pretty good palette. I'm digging these. I mean, I can see blends already. As usual, I am seeing some colors that are really close to one another. Like these two here are awfully close, and you can see the very slight difference, but I'm talking slight, man. That's slight. On camera, these two might look similar, but they aren't. This definitely has more, this is a more gray. This one has a bluish undertone. Now, these two look awfully similar too. Very, like holding it up to the different light. Like, I swear to goodness gracious, those are the same pencil. Look at that. Am I wrong? My eyes could be going. And then these two are awfully close as well. But you know, with 500 colors, they've got their own thing. And at the end of the day, if you do put these in color family order, it'll be kind of interesting to like see how the gradient moves along. So that's something else to consider. But you know what? Let me grab my smooth paper, since I'm a dork, and printed it on toothy paper, and just check something real quick. Okay, got my Nina cardstock. I swear there's so many Nina cardstocks out there. I know it throws us all off, but this is the Nina white 110-pound cardstock. Comes in like 300 sheets. I dig it for pencils. The other one I always use is Astro Bright white, and those are both my faves. Let me find those two that are really close. So 340 and 339. The barrels are different. Yeah, let's try them out on my softer paper. Okay, well, they're gonna pick up the, hang on. Let's not teach you guys bad habits. Okay. You can see the lines it made there. Those are the lines of my desk grain here. Always put paper underneath paper, people. No matter what surface you're on, it protects the page of a coloring book, you know, behind it and whatnot. Just good habit. All right, so that was that one was 339 because this is 340. Okay. Interesting. So on my smoother cardstock, now I'm seeing the diff. It's very slight. This has got a little more red to it. This has got more of a purplish pinky color going on. But yep, I'm definitely seeing it now. Some barrel colors are actually pretty darn close. You guys might not see it. I have not been filming on pro camera, so it's not as bright and beautiful, but it also prevents my camera from doing the zoom in and zoom out that you all, I know, love to see on my channel. So yeah, those two are different. But on my toothy swatch here, you couldn't see it. But yeah, they're still dusty on this smooth cardstock, but they're definitely not as rough feeling. It was just me being a goofball and using the wrong paper. So keep an eye out. I will be doing review number 2, updating y'all, you know, sharing my 2 cents. I've had a few people ask, like, hey, should I just buy the whole 500? I can't really answer that for you. I like these pencils, but I did the sub, not just, I mean, the cost is ridiculous. I mean, I'm paying 40 bucks for 20 pencils, totally overpriced, but most of this price is shipping. The actual price of the pencils is totally worth it. It's the shipping that gets ya. However, I'm doing it for the novelty, the collection, and also the experience, because it's supposed to be like a little surprise in your mailbox every month. That's the fun in it. It just takes incredibly long. Yes, you would save more if you bought all 500 at once, for sure. To be honest, if I wasn't doing it as like a novelty and not doing it as an experiment for you guys, like I'm kind of the tester here, like this is what happens if you do the 2+ year subscription, guys. If I wasn't doing it as an experiment, I probably would buy the whole 500 set, but good Lord, that is one hit to the bank account. I think it's like 1,300 bucks. It would be less in the long run though. I'll link it below if you want to go for it. They are actually good pencils. I have told people this before. They're not crappy pencils. I plan to use these. I have used them. I can't wait till I have all 500, so I'm kind of hesitant to use them a ton till I have all 500 to play with. So that'll be a ways from now, but they are great pencils. They don't have open stock though, so keep that in mind. You buy that $1,300 price tag set and you run out, you have to contact Felissimo, you know, privately, and well, I don't know if they'll reply. They might, because you want to spend money, but you'll have to order through them. You can't get their open stock on their site yet. Who knows? They could add that, and that will be something I can add to review 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Let's see, I guess if we're doing it every 6 months, I'll have 4 total reviews. Probably 5, actually. At the end, I'll do one that's just like rounds it all together and it's like, you know, finish it out. But okay, now that I've chatted your ear off for a half hour about 20 pencils, I will let you guys go. But definitely, if you have questions about this subscription, holler at me. I can answer. Please do check out the first review, though. A lot of your questions are answered there. I even go over the breakdown of how many pastels, how many metallics, which I have yet to get yet, how many neons, and then how many just regular colors are in these sets. So I have a ton of info in there. I even talk about all the themes. So check that out, and then keep an eye out for review number 2. I'm not going to do the basics in review number 2. Instead, it'll be going over my experience thus far. So you will want to see review number 1. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of questions when you see review number 2. But I'm trying not to repeat the same info for 5 or 6 reviews. So thank you guys for watching me swatch these out on my toothy paper. At least you know how they look on toothy paper. But I definitely like the smoother one. And the smoother one let me see the color a lot better. But thanks so much for watching. Catch the review when it does pop up. And until next time, take care.